with the figures coming out from Statistics New Zealand as far as growth goes in the region, and we've got the long-term plans that have come out, do you think the councils should be readdressing those long-term plans with those new figures?
I think they do need to take a careful look at growth. I think Tasman District has been caught out before with growth occurring a lot faster than they had planned for in terms of basic infrastructure, and we can't afford that to happen again. This is a very desirable place to live. It creates its own problems in that we've seen ongoing increase in house prices. We've got people coming in with money, being able to afford to pay more for houses, local people finding it really difficult. So there are some social consequences to the growth that we're seeing here in the Nelson and Tasman areas, and we have to look at that. Now, the council's not solely responsible for that, but it must look at whether it's low cost housing options, whether it's better public transport infrastructure, but it must acknowledge that we've got a seasonal economy. We've got a lot of people with who can afford to pay very high amounts for their houses, and a lot of people on relatively low incomes who still need to be here to service the industries, but are finding it more difficult to find a place to live. So those are some of the underlying challenges, but on top of that, it's like water supply, sewage, all of those things which the council are working their way through. The question might be whether in fact they are projecting the right population growth or they may be underestimating.
Right. Now, there was something else. Let me think what that was. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, we've had the question of amalgamation before. It was voted out by the people. Do you consider that it should be readdressed and looked at again, especially now the figures of both Nelson and Tasman region are growing? With a combined area, wouldn't it be more allocated more funding if it were a bigger population?
There's no guarantee of any more funding. You've got the same population and delivering the same amount in rates. There would no doubt be some efficiencies in some areas of planning, but then if you've got disconnection between the communities paying the rates and their ability to say what the rates are spent on, then you kind of have some unrest, and so we've got to make sure that whatever change occurs and whenever it occurs, because it probably will, it's got the support of the community for the right reasons, not just because of political posturing, not just because some business people think that it's going to cost a lot less. That's unlikely, and not just because people want to get rid of their local councillor. We've got to sit down. I think it was a bit of a political battle last time, clearly rejected by the people of Tasman. They may see the wisdom of coming together with Nelson, but they've got to be given a decent proposition, dare I say, from the city, because what we have across the whole country is people shifting towards the city, resources shifting towards the city, and so people in the rural communities feel somewhat exposed. And if they feel like that, then they're not going to vote to speed up that process of centralisation. So I don't think it should be rushed again. I think some of the debate should be had around what is possible to streamline. I think how community boards could be strengthened. And so there are a number of things that can occur so that whenever the question is asked, then there might be positive endorsement given to a change and people buy into it for the right reasons.